There's something off about Ventus. He's kind, connected, and he's timid, or so we're told. But the more you look at his story, the more you realise that version of him doesn't exist anymore. Maybe it never even did, and yet he's still here, not aging, not changing, not whole. This isn't just a case of narrative oversight, it's something deeper, because if Ventus doesn't make sense, then something's being hidden. We're told that Ventus is a timid boy with a strong longing for friendship, that he was a union leader from the age of fairy tales, chosen by Ava. But it was later revealed he wasn't chosen at all. He was a replacement, a last-minute swap. The original name on the list, Strelitzia. And then, without explanation, Ventus disappears, catapulted forward through time through a true arc. Where does he land? We don't know, but somehow he ends up in the hands of Master Xehanort. Not Brain, not Skuld, not Ephemer, Xehanort. That's not just a coincidence, that's a gap in the timeline that's never been explained. Here's the thing, Xehanort is obsessed with forging the Keyblade, which required a clash between the pure light and pure darkness, so he tried to break Ventus in half. But why Ventus? Xehanort at this point in time is no amateur. He's spent years experimenting on darkness, hearts, and identity. We know from Anthem's report in Dark Road that there were many others subjected to these tests. So why this boy? Why choose Ventus unless there's something about him that we're not being told? The most obvious red flag in all of this is that Vanitas looks like Sora. Not like Roxas. Not like Ventus. Not like some generic dark clone. Sora. Which makes no sense unless the connection between Sora and Ventus runs much deeper than we've been told. The official explanation is that Vanitas takes on Sora's face because Sora healed Ventus's fractured heart, but there's a huge problem with that. That fracture and the creation of Vanitas happened before Sora was even born. How does a boy who doesn't exist yet imprint his face onto a living embodiment of darkness? Either someone's lying about the timeline, or Sora and Ven have been entangled for far longer than we realise. And if Vanitas isn't just Ven's darkness, then maybe he's something much older. Or something shared. Here's the problem. The whole sleeping in Castle Oblivion thing? That doesn't make much sense either. We're told Ventus is in deep sleep after the events of Birth by Sleep that his heart's with Sora, that he won't wake up until it returns. But throughout the series, we see him showing up. His armor reactivates, his heart responds, even affecting events. And if his heart is supposed to be inside Sora, how are both of them meant to be functioning at the same time? Roxas couldn't exist without Sora. Xion couldn't exist without a tether. How is Ven active and influencing events without collapsing that whole logic? Let's go back to basics. In the character files, it's described Ventus as kind, timid, and longing for friendship. But if you look at the way he behaves post Birth by Sleep, he's not the same boy. In Union Cross, Ven is complicit of the murder of Strelitzia. Possessed or not, that's not someone timid. In Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 3, he shows independence, sarcasm, agency. He's not shy, he teases Aqua. He plays games with Terra. Even his post-Kingdom Hearts 3 diary in the character files reads more like someone processing trauma than someone who's just gentle. These are not traits of a flat, timid boy, they're fragments. Some of them feel borrowed. It matters because Ventus isn't just another Keyblade wielder. He is the blueprint. The Keyblade experiment. The link between the ancient past and the modern era. And we don't know what that is. Was he a blank slate? A failed vessel? A heart that was fractured and rebuilt one too many times? All we know is this. Something is missing. And until we understand what that is, we'll never understand what Kingdom Hearts is really doing with its timeline.